What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well today. Today you can see we are on the old green machine. I believe this is the 1988, I want to say, KX250 stroke. And I thought, well, I'd done a video a while back on the 1986 CR on a Supercross track, and it seemed to be really well received. So I thought I'd do a very similar concept today. However, I thought it'd be interesting to see how these bikes handle on an enduro track, and to give myself the best chance possible of actually getting around the track okay and doing well, I decided to do the track that I've got the most time spent on, and probably my favourite enduro track as well, second to the full Brackenberg course of course. And this is Res Course 1. I think there's 5 courses in total in the Resolute Enduro Super Series. Res for short, and this is the one that I've grinded this one for quite a while. I went for the world record on it a while back. I believe that it was beaten by Rubes. I can't remember if I challenged for it again, but maybe that'll be something for another video. But yes, I thought this track would give me the best chance of getting around the track okay. I know how to hit all of the sections to give myself the best possible chance, as I already crashed on the first uphill. That's not a good sign at all. Me spin her around because I need a little bit of a run up to the next one. Now if I hug the left hand side, there we go. So yeah, what you want to do is, if you're not amazing at enduros, you want to try and hit these hills as straight as possible. You've got to kind of match the curve of the hills if it's on an angle, because you know how MX Bike's physics is, especially on steep hills. The back end kicks out and the front wheel gets all wobbly. It's all about being very, very precise, and where I'm used to doing it on the enduro bikes, I think I've only ever done Enduro once on an OEM. That was my first ever video. I remember in the comments of that video everyone's like, why aren't you using the Enduro bikes? And I was young and stupid and innocent, and I had no idea. I apologise. But for the purpose of this video, I thought it'd be fun to see how this bike does. Now, I've not actually ridden this bike prior. The CR that I done in my previous video I had ridden before just for a bit of fun. This KX is new to me. Granted, it's purely a skin change. It is not a completely brand new model, so it is on the same base model as the CR. It's just amended slightly, and I suppose luckily back in the day, I've done some googling, so obviously this is way before my time anyway, and I'm not too up to date on all of the really old bikes. A lot of them did share a very similar shape. They're not as kind of different as the bikes are nowadays from each other, which is I suppose the reason why they was able to get away really with skinning a bunch of these models. But if you do like seeing these older bikes, do let me know, because there's a couple more to go through. I believe there's an old Yam, like an 86, I think Yam, I think there's an 86 Suzuki as well. Yeah, I'm more than happy to give them all a go. I actually quite enjoy how these ride, and obviously I'm always a fan of two-strokes anyway. I really enjoy the two-strokes in this game. Oh, come on. I'm gonna have to push it the rest of the way. Oh, that was close. See, well, you saw the front end go in there. Come on. Tick over. There we go. Right, okay, so where are we at? So 2 minutes 32. So I believe world record times are very, very low 7 minutes. Now, I can't see myself getting to that at all. However, I am going to aim hopefully for below 8.5. I think that's quite a good target to aim for, especially on the bike that's not made for enduro at all. The KTM 500 that I usually use is, I've realised recently just how OP it is, especially on the hills. It's just like a tractor pulling up there. I'm having to practice for an upcoming enduro race at the end of the month, but it's locked to 300 two-strokes only, so I've been using that a little bit, which I suppose isn't too far off from this bike, just as far as power and things like that go. But you do really notice the difference on the hills with these two-strokes compared to the tractor of the 500 four-stroke. These are a lot more twitchy. You have to be so much more precise on the throttle, because as soon as you light that back end up, it just gets all kind of wild and all kinds of shapes. But so far, so good. I've only really had that one issue on that first hill, but since then, the old girl seems to be doing pretty well. I'm trying to switch back and forth between first and third person, because I'm only going to do 1 lap of this track. It's a bit too long to be doing 2 laps for the purpose of the video. And I'm just trying to cater to everybody. I've got on the, it doesn't look like it from the back, there we go, I've got on the old school bell helmet just to try and match the style of the bike, and I thought this Renan gear would actually suit it perfectly, just with the old there we go, just with the green and blue, and I think it looks really cool. I'm a fan of these colours for sure. It'd be kind of nice if if a bunch of the teams kind of go back to their old colours, and obviously like Yamahas were predominantly white back in the day. I know they kind of mix it up every now and then for special events. Can I get up this hill in third person? I can. That is very surprising to me. I struggle on that hill so many times because of the angle it's at, and then I go and do it in third person, no problem. And I'm always an advocate as well if you shouldn't do Enduro in third person because you just can't see as much and can't be as precise. So I suppose that'll shut me up. Maybe I'm just lying. Maybe I do need to switch to third person again. For those who don't know, I did start playing the game originally in third person. I came straight from MX Simulator and I played that game in third as well. And then after a while, I just kind of got a bit bored of it and switched, and I just kind of like. Just feels a bit more immersive in first person, especially with turning in ruts and things like that. And now I go back to third person every now and then for the purpose of these videos. Definitely not as fast as I am in first, but I know that people prefer their different perspectives, so I just try and cater to everyone. And it doesn't bother me really as well. It's quite nice to stay up to date in both camera angles, just in case you ever want to change. And there's definitely certain... Oh, stay up! Yes! Oh, that was close. And there's definitely certain aspects of this game that are more enjoyable in third. Oh, come on. Spin around, there we go. Like whipping, for example, the whip animations in third person look so good. It's hard to kind of get the right idea when you're in first person. And other than that, the only really thing that I prefer when I play in third is like rhythm sections in Supercross. I feel like it's a lot easier to get them smoothly and nail them because you can see exactly where your back wheel's landing. Not to say they're particularly difficult in first, it's just a personal preference thing. Wave at this man again. Oh no, I've got my wave button unbound. Shit. I turned it off because of I'm practicing for this Enduro race at the end of the month, and it's kind of like hardcore mode, all assists are removed. So I've had to put my start engine button on what my wave button was, just for when I inevitably stall the bike a couple of times going around the Enduro track. So just easy accessible because it was letter K on my keyboard, and I don't really want to keep reaching up to my keyboard every time I stall. It'll just take too long. Right, this is a hard hill. How will it do up here? Be gentle, 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 just over it. Oh god, I'm in neutral. First gear. There we go. That was really good. That hill, I probably made that look quite easy then. I'm quite proud of myself. If you've not ridden this track, that hill is so like deceivingly hard. Come on, get up. And there's going to be a tiny little wooded section that I'm coming up to next after this left-hander, which is another one that's deceivingly hard. It's got very like jagged bumps around it, and it's quite slippery as well. So it can just yank your front wheel away from you, like without you giving you any chance to respond. I mean, there you saw my bike just started wobbling and got a bit wild. I've noticed this hasn't got the power on the bottom end to start really pulling away without me clutching it again, as opposed to the other bike, so I suppose that's one downfall of it. Over, there we go. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you can see it on the YouTube side of things, but this whole straight really is like just littered with random jagged rocks that stick out at certain angles, just designed to kick your tyres out from underneath you. Rez has been very evil when he's made these tracks, but I think that's part of the reason why I love them. They're just very unforgiving, and I always like a challenge. So this one, definitely out of the 5 tracks, my favourite. It's probably a bit biased because it's the one that I've played the most, but I mean, oh for God's sake, come on! So yeah, that hill back there, I was trying to accelerate without clutch and I couldn't move, and then I get out of the forest and do a backflip just from accelerating without using the clutch. So we've only got 1, 2, 3, about 4 or 5 corners left. I'm not quite going to hit that 8:30 mark, which is a bit disappointing. I don't think so, at least anyway, unless I really get a move on. It might be like 8:45-ish, something like that. Yeah, it's not going to be 8:40. I've got to go down this very steep hill, and this I absolutely send it for the fans. Let's try it. I'm going to send her. Send it. 8 seconds. Finishes right there. No, front heel's going to tuck. Survive. No. 1, 0. Oh, that's a shame. 8:31. That's not bad though. I'm quite pleased with that. That was it wasn't a terrible run. Definitely had some sketchy moments overall, but 1988 Kawasaki versus Enduro, not too shabby. I think all of my practice on the track for sure has helped, but it is definitely capable. So just another viable option if you ever want to mess around on the Enduro tracks a bit more. But if you don't do Enduro much, I would highly recommend downloading the Enduro OEM bike pack, and I would say the KX250 is the easiest bike to do it on. Oh god, this hill's going to be a whole world of different pain with the road. You can see my one line going up it. Or one video that you should watch actually of mine is I think it's titled "My Hardest Enduro Race" or "My First Enduro Race Ever," and it is on this track. And there was a handful of people with a road on, and this track gets so torn up with the road, it's wild. But it was a really fun race, and it actually has a nice photo finish at the end after an hour of racing. Came down to 3 seconds, so that's always good. But that'll do it for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed making it. I've had a good bit of fun here for the last 10 minutes or so. Drop a like if you did enjoy. It really means the world to me. It helps more than you can ever know. And subscribe to the channel for more daily motocross content. I'm going to be playing a variety of games now. With the new MXGP and then MX vs ATV coming out in the near future as well. So if you're interested in any of that, do subscribe, and that'll do it for me. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is that you're up to, and until I catch you guys in the next video, peace.
Got bad shit all up in my mind right now. Fucking give me a minute and I'ma let it all out. I don't give a shit about an opinion, be another dimension when I wake up. Bitch, it's time to fill the cup. Got no fucking love, I feel so stuck.